Okay, let's try this. We have to love technology. Yes. So sorry, guys. Hopefully, everyone's coming in here because we always have some issues. Technical things are just not my forte. So if you're here, let me know. And if you can hear me, hello, Kelly. I hope we are doing okay. It's amazing. I like to schedule my lives. Um, because it just keeps me on point. Well, hello, Lita. How are you doing? Um, and you've got to make sure, like when you set this up, I do it, of course, through my phone. And when you set this up, I always want to make sure that I'm horizontal. Wonderful. Thank you, Deb. Hello. I hope everyone's doing well. And they changed where that button was, and I couldn't find it. And, you don't need to hear this. Okay. So, what we are going to do is I have located a ton of lunch bags. Not sure where I got them, but they were deep in a cupboard in the kitchen, and we really don't use these anymore. So we are going to put these to good use. I am not going to claim that this is my idea. I'm sure somebody else has come up with this idea. But I just thought that we could use these up. And I have no idea what these are for. But these are the most adorable little things that I have ever seen. Found those stashed away in a cupboard. Look at that. That is just so cute. And we are going to use these up because it is paper and we are not going to throw them away. They are paper. And we can make journals out of paper bags. Now, I have made journals where, keeping them like this, and then you do like a 3-hole punch and you put rings in them. So you've got your pocket here, and then you've got your pocket that's tucked up here. And then when you put them together, you can have a pocket in here. And they're absolutely cute. Use up your scraps and everything else to create those pockets. Hello, Robin. Oh, Deb, quick storms. Okay, good. Nothing too bad. Stay safe. So that's what we're going to do. So instead of keeping these like this and punching the 3 holes, because again, we're losing real estate when we do that. And those of you know, I can't lose real estate. Cannot lose real estate. We are just going to take these and we are going to fold them in half. I am going to cut this top off though, because I don't want the rigid edge. I want to have a smooth edge on that. And I'm going to real quick grab a paper punch. So hang on. There we go. Okay, got my round paper punch. So these are just the lunch bags that you can get in your grocery store. That's what these are. These are not the ones like you can get at Michael's or paper crafting store or crafting store, because they're usually, flatter, bigger in size. So these are just the ones, you can get these at the dollar store too. And you don't need too many for your journal. So we're just going to, I'm going to cut this piece off. So, while I don't want to measure, I am. So it's about 3/4 of an inch that I'm going to cut off. And I am just going to eyeball that. Matter of fact, no, I'm just going to take that right there and cut down. So that's the piece that I'm going to be cutting off. And then I'm going to put this strip in my strippy bin. So let me grab that. So this is my strippy bin. I love strips. They're great for master boards. And I think I'm just going to trim 5. Oh, great, Deb, you saved some bags. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not sure where or what I was thinking, but I have the feeling it's one of those cases where, you know, back in the day we used them, so I had them, and then they got moved, and I couldn't find them, so then I had to get more, and it was just a vicious cycle that was going on there. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's go with 5 because I like even or odd numbers when it comes to certain things or when I craft. Okay, so we have those, strippy pile. And the other bags that I have, I use these for my products, you know, at my showcase that I'm in, or packing up materials for when I do my live Zentangle classes. And must have been a great sale on those. And if I put this here, it's got a wide border, but it's got a nice border. And I think maybe if I fold this in half, maybe kind of sort of, we're going to see, but maybe we'll use this as the cover. But if not, that's okay. All right, I'm just going to fold these in half now. So again, again, I've seen a lot of tutorials out there for paper bag journals. So no, this is not my idea, just using stuff up, having fun with it. But I do like the size. I think the size is cute. You know, we always don't have to make an 8.5, you know, by 5 or 5.5 journal. You know, we can make all kinds of different sizes. That can be the cover as well. And I'm going to flip these around. Like that. And I think 5 might be good. We're not going to add any other papers. Now, what happens if I put this in here? It sticks out. All right, so maybe we don't make that a cover, but maybe we take these. So that's one style. And maybe we can take these and make a different size. So if anybody has seen something like this being made, oh, please let me know. I don't like to do things. But I have started to come into the world of, okay, I need to use up my stash and just have fun with it. And we'll do that. Okay, so what's this one? Now this one, I use 5. I think we can go to 7 on this one. So let's go to 7 on that one. Now, what I also found too, and what I'll be using, because one of the things that I like about the paper bag feel is, and this is going to sound very odd when I say it, is I do like the, yes, we'll go 7 with these. The floppiness. That's a technical term. Floppiness. And plus you get the automatic crinkle. We all love our coffee dyed papers for the most part, not everybody, but for the most part and that crinkle sound. You know, when paper gets wet, it just gets this awesome crinkle sound. And we don't always have to tea dye or coffee dye our papers. We could just wet them and let them dry. I did do a journal like that a while ago, and it was awesome because it was just done with, white paper and pattern papers, and all that stuff when you don't want that vintage style. I do like the vintage style, though. I think it looks cool. Okay, so we have these two. We'll see how far we get. Now, what I'm going to do, let me make some room here. It's amazing. I just have these things, nothing else, and I have no room on my table. So I found some digitals. I love digitals. I just enjoy those papers and printing them down. I am one to print down the whole collection and then, create a folder. I've gotten better to not just keep printing, to actually do the projects and then print more. So I only allow myself so many. It's really tough. But what I've also done, because, I don't think, is I print and then I print it wrong. Like I don't print the whole thing. So here's a digital, and I keep these because it's great for ephemera, it's great for little tidbits, it's great for master boards. Again, I just don't throw it away. I just can't do that. So this here is one that I printed wrong. It's by Tracy Fox. I love her designs, and it's called Birds Glorious Birds. Oh yeah, Birds Glorious Birds. And it's a traveler's notebook style. But I just thought the pages were absolutely gorgeous. And I figured we could just use these as our backdrops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so I have 13. So let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I'll have to pull in some other ones, which we can do. Absolutely. And I think for this one, I'll pull in, amazingly, also by Tracy, we're going to pull in some butterflies. We can get some of those in as well. Oh, no, we got plain papers. Oh, I'll use the plain papers. Let's use those first. And I'm not going to use scissors. We'll use those first, and then we'll pull in more butterflies. I'm going to use my ruler. Just a simple straight edge ruler that I will tear, and I'm going to use my glue sticks to put them in. Kelly, her digitals are, and she goes in so many different ways, Tracy. Tracy Fox Creative. These are absolutely beautiful and majestic and soft, and then she can really get into grunge. She's the creator of the Creep on June journal that I am working on. So yeah, she has lots and lots of fun. So I'm just going to get a feel, and I want to focus on the ones that are flat, the pieces that don't have this pocket here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14. So I'm actually one shy. So we're going to measure this area. Now, remember, when it comes to these lunch bags, they're not even. They are not evenly made, so you'll always have different sizes. So like this one's here measuring 5 1/8 by close to 5 1/8. Let's see, is this one too? Yeah, somewhat sort of. Yeah, somewhat sort of. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with. And I'm going to look at my pieces. And I want to make sure that I have, you know, the main part of the design. So I'm just going to put my ruler down. I am going to use my grid mat. I'm going to line up the one side, and then I'll line up on the top and the bottom. Again, I'm not looking for protection or perfection, I should say. And then I'm just going to tear. And then we'll see, we'll line it up on this side, we'll flip it around, and then we will come across and see where we're at if I cut it here, and I like that. And I'm just going to take them down to 5. And then we're going to tear. So we're going to get rough edges. So Robin asked, will we get to see more on the Creep on June journal? Yes, yes, we will. We absolutely will be seeing more of that. Probably sometime this week. I'll be having more of those videos up. I had shown in the last live that I did on the 6th, my update. There were some things that I did off camera, and I'm really enjoying it. I do look at the spine and say, you know, I really do wish that spine was a little wider. Every time I make a journal, it is alligator mouth. Full-on alligator mouth. So I'm just going to sit here and tear papers. And I know this one, I want to come right down there because I want to have the majority of the birds there. And I'm going to come across at 5. Now, do you need a metal ruler to do this? No, you can use any ruler. Now, I am going to save that because I like that piece. There's a lot of these that I'll save because they make great washi papers. So those will go into my strippy bin. This one is just a piece of white paper, but we'll set that off to the side. But every time I make a journal, it seems like I always create an alligator mouth. So I should just really make my spines wide. Now, if you do not like the torn paper look, you can certainly use your scissors or a paper trimmer. You know, whatever works best for you, by all means. There are no rules in how we create. The only rule that I have is Yes, create. You've got to create. And make sure you're having fun with it. Now, I do think with this one, I'm just going to come up a little bit more and tear that off. These are really pretty images. So these images, because there's so much on them, so much detail, these are going to be on the pages that don't have that pocket. So I've had a I hope everyone's having a good weekend. We're about to go into yet another heat wave. So I hope everyone, though, is having a good weekend. Whether you're crafting, spending time. Mine's kind of quiet. My husband he's on a business trip, yes, over the weekend. And for the past 2 weeks, we have been going crazy. Because in the matter of a week and a half, we had to get a passport for him. My goodness. What? I can't even explain it. It was just absolutely amazing going through that process. My husband has never traveled outside of the country, so he never really needed a passport. Never even thought about it. I have one because for a previous job where I was at, I was fortunate enough to go to Australia. Absolutely loved it. But it also made me look at my passport and say, oh my, yeah, need to get that updated. Because I don't want to go through this again. So, yeah. But he's having a blast, which I am glad for. So I've been doing a lot of cleanup and a lot of getting stuff settled in the business. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming down the pike. And I hope everyone will enjoy them. This one I want to go here. Just going to move these up and out of my way so that I can put them away at a later time. Okay. Let's see how many I have. I don't think anybody wants to sit here and watch me tear paper, although I do find it very therapeutic. All right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so let's at least get these 7 in there. Now, you can certainly, you can take your piece, because these are for this here. You can certainly take these and ink around them, or you can sew around them. Just know that if you do sew around these, you're going to lose this pocket here that I kind of want to keep. Now, the good thing on this one, if you do sew, choose the side that has this part here, because when you do so, it will automatically close this up. Now, you wouldn't see the sewing here when you put your next piece, but it's just something to think about. You can see that with this square measuring 5 1/8, I've cut these down to like 5 inches. You can cut them in smaller if you want to see more of the bag. Again, it's all preference. I'm good with that being like that. So let's get these in. And as I said, I'm going to use my glue stick. Do I want to? I do think, I can't get away from not just adding a little bit. Not going to go crazy like I normally do. Just a little bit of Vintage Photo around the side. There we go. See? Like, barely see it. Because I am very heavy-handed with my Vintage Photo. As I said, I'm going to use my glue sticks. I'm going to use these small ones up. Now, I do apologize. I am using my book like I normally do. And if there was any bad words there, I tried to real quick skim it. I'm going to try to make sure I get to the edge. But if I don't, that is okay. I'm going to press that down. And I'm coming in with the bone folder because you've got these bumps. But that's something that I like too. So I like to also print my digitals. It all depends. I mainly do like to print my digitals down on regular copy paper, nothing specific. We're talking the cheapest copy paper that's out there that I use for something like this, because again, it takes on the shape of the paper bag. So I kind of like that. Let's see, let's put our next one in. Put that one there. And I'm going to put these in before I punch the little notches out in my bags because I'm not quite sure how they're going to fall. And we're going to put that one right there. Now, sometimes I get asked, do you choose when to use a glue stick or anything like that? It's not that I choose, but when it comes to something, what I like about glue sticks is they're flexible and you don't see your glue line because I'm not going to paint my glue on. I want it to be smooth and to take this. So, you know, it will add some of that stability there. All right, so there's 2 pages. And now we have a third one that we need to put. But you know what? I'm going to keep that one blank. I'm just going to do these 2 like that for right now. Because I think on this one, again, I don't know where I got these, but these are just absolutely precious. And they are just fitting perfectly right there. So if I put this down, we're going to have a pocket here, and we'll have a pocket in here. We can create a pocket back here. No, we can't because of that lip. I don't want that to interfere. But we can also create a pocket coming out the side. So let's get this in there. We can also have fun with attaching this as well, but I think that would look really cool like that. And I will put papers on this as well. I just gotta find some. Because again, I just want thin papers. I don't want anything too heavy. And I think what I'm going to put up here is like a book page. I think that would be really cool. Yeah. Now for this, I will use my glue, my liquid glue. I'm not going to use my... And I think I am going to make this a pocket. And what I'll do is I will put glue down on that and just seal that. Yeah. And we'll get this down. And you really don't have to add any papers to this. I love the fact that they're kind of different colors. Kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. And I think I'm going to stop at 3, actually, because this is going to add some bulk. All right. So that is part of our page so far. So let's do another one. Let's look at what we did here. I think I want that for the front. I'm going to hold those off. I think I want those as the front and the back. So if you have scraps and you've got some bags, have fun. I do not know why, if you heard that sound, that was my cat. Now he's meowing. Not quite sure if he found something. But for some reason, he is just racing. Absolutely racing through the house. I don't know why he chooses this time to do this. And there he is. So if you hear that, I apologize. And I think for this one, I just want to make sure that, so like this one may fold this way, so that we've got that. And then we have this, and then we have that. So I think I want to put the thingy, because I have one there. I'm going to put it on this side. So let's do that. All right, let's first look at this lip so I don't forget about that. I'm just sealing that edge up, because when we go to slide things in, it may get caught. And again, we're just going to lightly go around. I will be adding papers to these, like I said, but I think they are going to be book pages. I think I'm going to like that. They just fit perfectly in there. All right, let me check if there's any questions. Nope, I don't see any questions. Need to put one here. Okay, and we'll put that there. And I really want to use up these tiny glue sticks. They're great, but they're tiny. They must have been on sale or something. Right, and not on that one. Okay, we've got that, and I think I am just going to do one more, and I know I'm going to put one of these on this page here, so let's get that done. Yeah. Trying to kind of like stagger these and the pockets already set in the main bag. And we'll get this glued down. All right, let's see what we've got. So we've got that, and we've got that. This, I think I want that to sit there like that. So that's going to be my cover. I think I am going to go with the 5. I do like a chunky journal. Anybody else? I mean, I really, really do. Now, what I do want to make sure is, now I know, here that is. So I know I want this to be the cover. So I am going to write cover on this so that all that stuff is going to be in the center. So we're going to keep that there. And now we've got these two. And I have this here now. Oh, I like the 2 pockets on that one. And then for this one, we're going to fold that this way. And this is going to be our inside. So we'll be able to put, we've got 2 cool pockets there. We'll put a pocket on this side as well. Just to keep it interesting and different. And those were my ice cubes. Don't have to worry about that. So while I don't plan things when it comes to journals, what I do, that makes sense, is to make sure that it's balanced, if that makes sense. So like I'm going to put a clip on that. And what I mean by balanced is one area is not more chunkier than the other. To make sure the pages, like especially these, they're not all going the same way. You know, here it's a flat one, but I put this here, it's flat over here. We have a pocket here, we have a pocket here, this one's flat. We have pocket here. So there's just some interest as you flip through and differences as you flip through the journal. So I don't know if that makes sense. I am probably not going to on the cover because on the back side we've got 2 pockets, which means I can take this and do that. So now I have a pocket here and I have a pocket here. So there's just got to be some level of a balance. But otherwise, I usually just put stuff in and start stuffing. So some people could say, well, that's planning. Well, okay, it absolutely could be. Now I am going to take these, and I want these to go right in the center. And then we'll see how many more we have to cut. And then we'll start decorating our pockets. And we can certainly use the ephemera, which I will. Because, of course, when I printed those down, they were nice and small as well. So these will be perfect for this little mini journal. And this was on a day that I set, I'm going to say like 4 of them up to print back to back. And then I stepped away. Yeah. So there was no going back. All right, so now we have our center done. And now I just need one here. And there. Okay. So I know I have this one. Let's look through. I think these two, they're going to be the covers. Oh, here's it. I know, but it is pretty. So, yes, it is going to go in. Because again, there's no rules. Everybody does things differently. Let's see if there's any questions. Nope, no questions. You all are quiet. But that's okay. And remember, you don't have to, the lunch bags aren't the only types of bags. You can see I folded those other ones as well. They're just bigger. So have fun with bags, with any paper bag. The large, I know we don't get them too often anymore. I used to get the large brown paper bags from my grocery store. And they've since done away with them. Due to an ordinance or something like that. Which is cool. They're great for covers. So I'm going to be digging into that stash very soon. I've just got a huge pile of them. and they take up space. And I'm just going to do these last two. And I will be sewing this together. And it's just going to be a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And our last one, so you can stop hearing me tear paper. Now for the accents of the pockets and the, well, basically just the pockets and the backgrounds for the pockets, I'm going to dig into first my stash of pattern paper, because I really want to dig into that. It's like a dream. It's a dream and a goal of mine to get that. Just dig into that just a little bit. Now, I want to see, are there any? Of course there's not. But that works. And I'll be using those to, decorate the inside of those, because we can have a mixture. And that's the other thing that I love when it comes to either pattern paper or digitals. You can mix and match. And they're just going to go. That. And then we've got this one. So I think I want to put the one that I really like. Can you tell I have a goth period or a goth feel? I was very goth through high school many decades ago. I only keep some of the goth look. All right, so let's make sure all of our flat pages are now decorated. Oh, and they are. Yay. So now I'm just going to put my clip on this. Not that one. There we go. We've got that one. And I want to, this is the cover. And I think I'm going to put this on the inside for the cover. And then I have those two pieces for the outside. There we go. I think I like that one. And then I'm going to use one of the other ones that I've already torn for the other side. And we'll see which way we want to go with this. And you know what? I think I'm going to come up here. And, oh, that's going to be tough. But we can do it. Okay, these pieces I don't keep. Just letting you know. Hello there. Am I pronouncing this right? La France? La France? I always see your name and I'm like, oh, I wonder how to pronounce that. I hope you are doing well. We are creating a journal using lunch paper bags. We are just finishing up the covers. Whoop. And now we'll get the back. And I think I'm going to go with that one on the back. And then once we get this on, we will sew her together. Okay. Now let's see what this will look like. So we've got our cover. And it's going to bring itself out. It's going to fan out. Just going to put a little glue on that. And that's okay that that tore. Just put a little glue down. Get it glued back down. There we go. Again, just adds to the look of a journal. Then we have this. And you know what? I really do want to look at this because I really do like the idea of this being the cover. But that just sticks out way too much. Nope. I don't know. I'm feeling, but all right. We're going to go with it. could do though, no, I'm gonna let that idea go. All right, let's get this sewn. And I'm gonna grab my bulldog clips. And my needles and my awl. So I'm going to get this together. I'm going to find my center. I like to put my thumbs in there, pinch it together, get a bulldog clip on. I'm not going to create a template, and I keep pinching this as I come around, because I'm just going to be doing a three-hole pamphlet stitch, and this isn't too tall, to make sure that I'm hitting everything that I've put in. Make sure that the fold is somewhat close. All right, we're going to grab our needle. And I am going to be using a wax thread, and I like to measure 3 times the height of my journal for when I sew my journals. And you can use any thread. I do just like to use a wax thread, just because I know it will withstand. I think of myself when it comes to items that I make. I really am a very genteel person. I'm just going to come through. I'm going to eyeball the center. And then I'm going to come down about 3/4 of an inch from each side. And that is where my holes are going to be. I keep this folded down, and I'm going to start in the center, coming out to the outside. I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to make sure I leave the tail here. And I hold that with my thumb over here. So I just pinch that down now. Now that we're to the outside, we're going to come back to the inside. I keep the book bent because then my needle's going to come right back through. Once I punch the last hole with my awl, my hand is going to start securing this, because I don't want my pages, if this is, a larger journal, to shift. But I also don't want, these pages as well to shift at all. I'm going to make sure that's taut. I'm going to open her up a little bit, and I'm going to come down the hole across here. So I'm skipping the center and coming down to the bottom. I'm going to pull this through. And now I'm just going to open this up, remove my clips, because all the holes are now covered with or have the thread going through. I'm going to bend this, and I'm going to come back in, and I flatten it around. So now my holes are all off a little bit. And I'm just going to wiggle through. Now I do know, and I felt that I went through thread. Maybe I didn't. Okay. No, I did not. I'm going to pull straight up. I'm going to make sure that's taut. And see how they're coming out? I want to make sure that they are not super tight, but in there. And what you want to do is you just want to pull straight up when we do that. I'm I'm going to put a knot. I'm going to put a knot. And I do just 2 knots. I'm going to leave them hang down and just make sure, yep, we've got that. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this edge here. Just so I can fold that down. And that won't get beaten up too much. There we go. All right, and there's our little journal. Now, of course, you know, she's going to pop up. Now, I chose 5. You could go with 3. You could go with 7. I mean, you're really going to have a chunky one, if that's what you wanted to do. Let me get all of this stuff away here. And put all of our pieces back in our bags, because I don't want to lose anything. And now we're just going to start working on getting these pages here decorated. So I just need a, you know, a small piece here, because I'll come down to a little bit and then have a piece here. Get all of the bases done. We'll create pockets coming off of here. And we've got this one to decorate. So now we just need to focus on all of our areas that are still open. All right, let me grab all of my paper scraps. Okay. Let's work with this. I know that says let it snow. I'm not going to use the let it snow. I'm going to grab that one. And I think this one. I had made a lot of master boards recently. One night, well, it was another night because there's many nights, I just could not sleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in the room. And I just started creating master boards with all kinds of stuff. I was having way too much fun. And got through a nice chunk of scraps. It felt so good. Very, very good. Okay, so let's page through these. I am going to use my clip just so that it will stay flat, because that's going to drive me crazy. So, oh, this one will look nice. And what's on the other side? And I like that too. So, and again, I'm going to do the same thing. So we can look at this and say, okay, about 2.5 by 5 is what we're looking for. And I am not worried if all sides are not torn. Not a worry at all. Now, since this is cardstock, I am going to use my liquid glue. Because it is just a little heavier weight. And I'm just going to lift this up and put that piece down in there, leaving a little gap. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And we'll take that up to 5. And then that'll go right there. Now, you could also make this a pocket too. You know, just put your glue on your 3 sides, so then you have pocket. But I'm just going to go with getting this down, and then we'll have fun adding tickets and ephemera and labels and all of that fun stuff. And then we will come in, and I'm just going to put glue right up the side. And then hold that down. And now we've got a pocket. So you just have to remember that with this, your pocket isn't going all the way down here. So she's stopping like right about here. But it's still a pocket. So that's kind of cool. Now I also, because now I know, okay, here's, and I want to keep, so I'm going to figure out when it comes to the holes or the half moons, how we're going to put those in, because these are pockets as well. Now they go right down to where we sewed, which is terrific. All right. Oh, I like that one too. This came from oh, what was it called? Oh, I love that one. Simple Stories. I think it was a vintage something. I am just going to tear that right there. And I think that's 3. I'm always going to check these because just to make sure. And I think I'm going to move to a smaller roller. That one is just too big. And I'm going to let the words go off to the side. And I'm going to take just a smidge off this one. So these journals too, I don't know, these of course make excellent gifts. But if you're in Craft Showcase, these are pretty quick to put together. We've been going, how long have we been going? Okay, about an hour and 20 minutes. And we almost have pretty much the base done, which is cool. This would look great too with all kinds of scrappy papers. You know, if you don't like digitals, that's totally okay. Now we've got a double pocket here. And I do just love that. Okay, I am not sure where these papers came from, but oh, they're perfect. This one's the perfect height, so just gonna take that, tuck that in there. And even if they're off a little bit, again, I'm not worried about it. Again, these are papers that shouldn't be in there. These are papers that, you know, unfortunately would have ended, you know, unfortunately in the trash. Because that's what we used to do all the time. Oh, that's fun. I think that is going to be cool there. I'm just going to put a mark. No need to measure anymore. Let's just start having fun and getting our papers in there. It's going to go there. Too bright. I like that one. Just a lot of differences. So here, I'm just putting my thumb, I'm putting a mark in that, and then I know my ruler needs to go in there, and then I'm just lining this along the bottom, and then just ripping that up. And I know this is just under 3, well, it should, oh no, this is a different size one. Is sometimes okay too. And something. Let's go here. Tiny piece. There we go. All right, so now we've got our layouts for this one. Now, some of these were torn by the distressed ruler that I have. And again, that's okay. I think it just adds to the charm of it. And I should use my glue stick for this one, but why go back and forth, right? See if there's any questions. No. I'll just tuck that in there. And then our last one. And I will punch a notch out on this one. So I'm going to grab my puncher here. And I'm just going to go down the center just a little bit. And there we go. And now I'll come in with my ink. And we can see that. And we also have another one to the back. So we have a double pocket going on here. So we have this one, and then we have this one here in the back. So that's a tight one. But, I mean, it will definitely fit a tag or something like that. And then, of course, we have this one here. Now, remember, these pockets are not going to be too deep because we're keeping the bag intact. There we go. And then I'll hold that down. And then we've got to do this one. And even though you're bending this up, you just bend it back the other way and it'll flatten itself out. So we have that. Now we have these. There's our center. And now we have this one. Then we'll have another double pocket there, a single one, and then that. All right, now because we have him, let's push that up a little bit. tear a little more off that one. When you have a piece that small, you want to go really quick. It's like tearing off a Band-Aid. And again, just remember, you don't have to use a ruler. You can certainly use a paper trimmer. Not everybody likes the torn edges. I just think they're cool. What is this? That feels very... Oh, that's washi tape. That just felt very odd. Very, very odd. Oh, here we go. I like it. And I'm going to assume I can go down like that. Yes. And by using the ink, now I am using it sparingly, using that, it's taking away that white edge from whether I'm tearing it or just the core of the pattern paper has that white edge. And for this one, I'm not going to close up the pocket. You don't have to close up every pocket that you have. Because now if you do, if you're not a metal person, hello Sala, how are you doing? Welcome. Isn't it late where you're at? I mean, like really late? Like late? I like to put paper clips and all of that stuff. Oh, she's asking about that fleur de lis. No. That paper is just so old. But I'm going to say the way that it looks, that's a Tim Holtz paper. Just by the way it looks. Oh, 10 p.m. Okay. So I like to put paper clips and all of that. So this for me is a good spot, just to put some clips so that you can clip some things. And even though that's not closed off, it is a tuck spot. It will hold things. So you don't always have to close these up. And this one's pretty tight. Same thing with this one. Now this one, we're going up and down, but here I'm just going to close it off down here. So now it's become a bigger tuck so that something tall can actually sit into this and come out the front of, or out the top of the journal as well. And I could still do that too. I could just slice right through that, like right there. And that's all you need to do. And you can't even tell because it will be covered. So now we've got tall pieces that can sit in here. And again, they're not gonna go anywhere as I'm shaking everything here. Yeah, now maybe it's not a Tim Holtz paper. Some vintage, and I want to say maybe Halloween Sala. Yeah, no, this one's old. I'm digging into an old pack. Alrighty, we've got just a few more to go. So let's keep trucking along here. It is rare, Sala, when it comes to the fleur-de-lis. It is very, very rare to find that, and I keep finding it. Let's see, what's this? No. Oh, I like these. Okay, I like that one. Too woodsy. Okay. See, I keep all all paper pads. All right, I do like that print though. That print's kind of cool. Too kind of bright, but I do like that one too. So we can get like a woodsy feel, and I still want to get this in there. All right, so this one I've kind of paged through. Just going to stack this up. Put that off to the side. So now I'm just going to grab some papers. Okay, so these are very heart. Lots of hearts going on here. Oh, except for that one. I love it when Love Story does some of their paper pads because the vintage vibe through them is just absolutely gorgeous. I am a huge vintage style. I like to say vintage style because that's what should be said. All right, we're going to set that one aside. We do not need a Let It Snow. That's funny. Although, believe it or not, I love that paper. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Where are these coming from? I have no idea. All right, we don't need snowflakes. Too funny. Oh, these are the old spellbinders. Okay, that one might be a good one too. Okay, I think we now have a good choice of papers. So I like that. And I like that. Yes, Sala. You know, once we take everything out of the package, the remembering where it came from, yeah, no. It just doesn't it just doesn't happen anymore. It really doesn't. And anymore, you know, I know a lot of times, you know, as you're creating a video, you're like, okay, somebody's going to want to know where this came from and all that stuff. And I try to make a note of where things come from. Because, you know, there are times there are people that, yes, you know, I want to know, you know, where you got that because I'd love to have that, da 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 da. But I'm also in the world of, you know, we've got so much. So yeah, I try. That's I think from when I even first started, and it's probably from a paper pad that I found on Amazon, actually. But they, um, oh, I forget the title of it because they're paper. It's not a thick cardstock. It's paper. But I don't know. I still think it's a Tim Holtz. But I'm sure I'm wrong. All right. Now this one, I really want this to be on that inside there. And I know this is 5. So that one's going to go there. And this I know is 5. But I need to turn, yeah, no, this is 5. And then that's going to go right there. And you know, I'm finding that you're right, Sala. I started making sure items were labeled a little bit ago. But I also have to say, when it comes to paper scraps, my filing system for my paper scraps, as you can see, it's bags. I like to use gallon size bags, or even 2-gallon size bags. That's when everything is still in the project phase. I just find it's an easier way to store all of that. Okay, don't let your paper sit there too long. It will stick. And again, I'm just going to close this side down on this one because I think that will be fun. The next thing I want to do, because I really do want to get through all of my scraps, whether digital, cardstock, anything, those types of things. I really want to make like snippets, little tiny pieces of ephemera that can go into a journal, whether that's tags, little notebooks. I love making little notebooks. Just all that fun stuff. And we're going to punch this as well. A friend of mine must have given these, I think these are from like a deli because they're smooth on the inside. And what did I do here? All right. Just snip that away. And this one, I'm just going to put glue along this side, because then when we put something in here, it can stick out the edge. I like things sticking out from all angles, whether it's the top, the side, not so much the bottom. If I do have something that comes out the bottom, then that is going to that would be like the charms that I keep on there. All right, that's going to go there. And then I do want this one to go there. And then that needs to be trimmed a little more. This one's not going to be fun. And we'll put that there. Hello, Lori. How are you doing? And welcome. See, I'm trying to hunt down some papers for a 4-year-old card. Just happened to be in a vintage malt. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I've been struggling putting things together. I know what I want to do, but to put it together, and I think it's because I have this this obligation, this commitment, and I can't say too much about it. Well, I can't say anything about it right now, but you'll hear. And there's just some things that I just have to get done. You know, there's parameters that I've got to get complete and get them submitted and approved and all this stuff. This one I am going to close completely. So I think I'm a heavy procrastinator. Oh, it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible how much of a procrastinator I am. Yeah, it's bad. And I think because I did that, I couldn't think about anything else. I could not think about doing absolutely anything else. And I knew I wanted to. You know, I wanted to work more on the Creep on June so that I could get that done. And I wanted to work on this new project because now that I finished the the 2 artsy journals, I want to start others. There's other journals that I want to continue to go through and put together. And I always love this pattern paper that Spellbinders put together. But until I got through those, just a couple of the items that I had to do, there was no way, absolutely no way that I was going to be able to work on anything else. So for like the past 2 nights, again, I am horrible sleeping. I do not sleep well at all. Um, when I can't, I literally, I worked on those, getting pieces done and getting them uploaded. And today I kind of feel a little better. I'm like, okay, I'm at this point now. So now I can do this. So that's why I kind of scheduled the live really late. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go live. Yeah. Let's have some fun and just go live. See if anyone wants to craft. But I still have a whole bunch of stuff to do. But it's all good. All good fun. All right, I think this is our last pocket. And we made a different style journal. Again, not my idea. I'm sure somebody else came up with this. Just sitting here looking at all of these bags. I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with all these things? And I figured, you know what? This is a good way to use up stuff so that we can make room for more stuff. I'm really not trying to make room for more stuff. Oh no, that's a good idea, or that's a cool idea, with napkins and decoupage on cards. That creates a lot of needs. Now, Lori, do you just keep them as the backgrounds, or do you make them be your focal points as well when you put your napkins on the card? Oh, Lori, yeah, we're getting right back into another heat wave. And there we go. And it's getting chunky. Love it chunky. All right, so let's flip through this. Must do is always a great way to kill the inspiration, even if you love the products. Exactly, Sala. Yeah, it kind of freezes me when I do that. What I need to learn to do is when I, have a commitment, or something that I'm looking to do, then I need, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm honored when they come about, but I should do it right then and there, because I still have the excitement for it. I still have the enthusiasm in saying, yes, I want to do this, and yes, I'm going to do this, and all of this stuff. These should go in my strippies. When it comes to that, and I don't, I sit back and I'm like, I've got plenty of time, because a lot of them, they give you plenty of time to do the projects and the commitments that you need to do. I keep that out. We're going to put those there. Put those there. I'm just dropping things. So let's look at what we have. Because again, ephemera's ephemera. You can add anything that you're looking for, tags. But this is it here. I've got this. I'm probably, because this is so cute and dainty, it's like a 5x5 journal. I am going to add a couple charms down here to the bottom. Not quite sure what else I'll put in here, but we've got a pocket here. So, and it's a closed pocket. We have another pocket here. And And again, we can decorate, put flips on this. We've got a huge pocket here. Now, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to put the notch on this side or the notch on this side. I'm probably going to do it both. I'm probably going to, let's see what this will look like. Let's try it. No, I don't think I want to do that yet. I think I'm going to keep these like this and just put a large card in here with a tag coming off of it. I think that's what I'm going to do for those. Same thing with this one, but it's a nice size pocket. Here we have a pocket and a pocket. And again, this one will expand so it can actually pull out. And then we have a tuck. So we have a tuck here. We have our center. We have another tuck here. And then we have another pocket up here. I did not notch that one out, so let's do that now. Wow, it really jumps off there. And then we have another tuck here. So again, things can come out. We have another tuck here, just closed up one side, another pocket. And then again, behind this, it's another pocket. So it's a double. Got another side one here. We got an enclosed pocket here. Another tuck here. We have another pocket here. And then another one in the back there. Because we made, when we put them in place, we just created pockets with them. And then we have our back pocket. So I think it's really cute. It's going to get chunkier as we continue to fill it up. Now for my closure, very simple. Whenever it comes to a single sewn signature like this, okay? There's your sewing. It's one signature. It's not in a hardbound book or anything like that. I always use the advantage of the sewn signature, and I will put my ribbon through that. I'll cut my ribbon, and that is how I create the closure. What I think is great is whoever the recipient is, well, let me finish tying this so that you'll see. This will allow for expansion. It looks like it's a lot of ribbon, but I think once I get the tags and everything else in here, charms and everything else, and there's our little bow that comes off of it. But I always use that closure when I have a single signature. Reason being is, one, it just looks adorable, and two, when you untie it, it's still on your journal. It's on there because it's trapped in the string. I don't put the ribbon behind if I put anything on the front. When it comes to a single signature journal that I make, they're just done very differently. If the journal's in a hardbound, style with more than one signature, then yeah, my focal point, it's going to have all these layers, and the closure will more than likely go underneath it, or it's going to be two eyelets off the side and chains hanging and all of that stuff. You kind of like mix the two ideas together when it comes to a journal and a scrapbook album, that hardbound cover. But when it's just like this is always 99.9999999 times, I'm always using this style of that closure. Um, I'm reading the comments, see if anyone's got a question. I found all, as I was saying earlier, Lori, so I'm slowly, purging through the house, just organizing. You kind of do that every once in a while, and I'm in that phase to do that. So I think when it comes to these paper bags, I think what happened back in the day, we did use them. We used to use them all the time, me and my husband. And then eventually, we stopped. And I think when we were using them, when I couldn't find them because they would be pushed in the back of the in the cupboard, I would just buy them again. Well, okay. So as I was cleaning, I kept on pulling out bags and bags of paper bags. So I think tons of these are in my future. But again, you can take any bag that you would want. Here's more of them. And if you keep them upright, you could just punch 3 holes in it, trim it down, punch 3 holes in it, get those rings from the dollar store. And then again, you've got your pocket here, put your paper here, and then your top, you've got this beautiful where you can put a big tag in there. And then, just keep putting them together that way. Just remember, if you're doing the 3 rings, I made one of them, and they're a lot of fun. Again, it's a great scrap buster. Just remember to decorate your pages first before you put the holes in. Just saying. I'm just saying. Yep. Only me. Only me. Do it all the time. But any bag could be used. I know I'm probably going to be working on this one later on. I don't want that edge. Yes, I do. I can cover it up. And these are just, I think these are the 6x9s that I have. And again, I use these. Yeah, these are 6x9s. I use these for my live classes to, put my class supplies together and everything else. And I think this is just as cute of a size as well. And you can use more. Because I think in here I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7 in this one. And this is a lot thinner than the other one. But it's close in size. Same concept. Close in size. And I can still use these other ones that I have absolutely no idea where they came from. They are absolutely adorable. They must be some type of goodie bag, but I just don't know why I have them. So like here, this would be great, absolutely great sitting here. Put a huge notch in here, got a pocket here, here, in here, and just have fun with it. Or you could take this and fold it over and then have it going over the edge, of your journal to make it like a secret pocket, or flip and then just get a paper clip, nothing that big, and then you just have that. Because I do like it when things are clipped into the journal as well, along with what I call the explosions coming out of there. It's just something that I lean towards when it comes to that. So I hope you enjoyed that. We got a journal together. And again, ephemera's ephemera. We can just grab different pieces and just put them in there. Again, not my idea. Not going to claim it's my idea. Nope. As I said, I'm sure somebody else has done this, has come up with how to use the paper bags. But yeah, why not just take them, fold them in half? I just trim off the top. I don't keep this. And you certainly could keep that in there. I mean, when you fold it over, you've already got your notch. And it makes it a little bit more oblong. Not much. Maybe about ½ inch, ½ inch. So you don't even have to trim it if you don't want to. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. I hope for those of you that are going through these heat waves, stay safe through them. We're going back into ours today, our next round. But continue to stay safe. I hope you had fun with this. Probably going to go live, but maybe during the week. I'm not sure. Again, you know, I don't have a true schedule, but I do like the Saturdays. I just might move it earlier. That might be a possibility. But continue to enjoy your day. Be creative. Have fun with it. Don't stress. Enjoy. As always, if you have questions, make sure you leave those down below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But have fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will be talking to you soon. So take care. And again, always stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.